everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a resin tutorial for you all. It is going to be on this Harry Potter unicorn blood inspired pendant. Now you can actually use this tutorial to make any kind of potion from Harry Potter or any kind of franchise you'd like. If you want me to make a tutorial on anything specific, then please just leave a comment down below. So this video is actually in celebration of my friend Maya just releasing her new amazing unicorn collection on her shop. So if you want to check that out, then I will leave a link in the description for you. So let's get on to the supplies you need. First of all, for this tutorial you're going to need some glass bottles. I will leave some links down below where you can find these online, but they are usually in most craft stores. They come in all shapes and sizes and they come with a little cork that you can attach anything to as well. So get creative and use whatever size you can find or you already have. So if you want to turn your creation into a pendant, then you will also need some findings. I'm going to be using eye screws for this project. To make your unicorn's blood, you will also need some resin. I'm using 1:1 epoxy resin, which I've put in these really convenient bottles, and it makes everything so much easier. I will also be using some measuring spoons when mixing my resin to make sure that I have equal parts of both. To colour your resin, you can use any kind of pigments of your choice. I recommend powders like these Pearl X powders or loose eyeshadows. You can also mix in some glitter depending on what look you're going for. For mixing supplies, I'm using a plastic cup that I've cut in half, and I will also be using a large popsicle stick to stir the resin, and you'll also need some toothpicks. The first step for this tutorial is to measure out equal amounts of part A and part B of the resin and put them into your mixing container. If you're not using 1:1 resin, then follow the instructions on your package. If you're using measuring spoons like I am, don't forget to clean it after every use, and definitely do not use this for food after using it for resin. After they have been added, start mixing the parts together. You want to mix it until it becomes completely clear and there are no areas that look cloudy. As you mix, you will notice that air bubbles will start to form in your resin. Don't worry about this, all you need to do is just leave your resin to sit for 10 minutes to let some of the air bubbles rise to the surface and pop. If you find there are still bubbles after leaving it for 10 minutes, you can use a heat gun or a lighter to heat up the bubbles, which will make them pop. Please do be careful if you're using a lighter though. It's now time to colour your resin. I'm using this pearl white pigment first and then thoroughly mixing it into my resin. Now I'm adding a tiny bit of dark silver to create the colour that I want. The unicorn blood that features in the film is a little bit more opaque than this, but I love the way these pigments look. If you would like to make it more like the version featured in the film, then add a very small amount of opaque white resin pigment. So just for fun, I'm adding in some white iridescent glitter, and when this is cured it gives us this slight sparkle which is really pretty. So this is what mine looks like. It's a gorgeous silver colour, so again I recommend that you leave this just for 10 minutes to make sure all the air bubbles has risen to the surface. Now is the slightly tricky part of pouring the resin into the bottles. I recommend securing your bottles to your surface with blue tack to make sure they stay put when you're pouring. Now squeeze the sides of your plastic cup to use as a funnel and very carefully pour the mixture in, trying not to hit the sides of the bottle. I have a toothpick ready in case things go wrong and to stop the resin pouring when I'm finished. After you've done that, you're left with this gorgeous silver colour, and all you want to do is let that cure for the full amount of time. If you want to create a label for your pendant, then you're going to need a couple more supplies. So the first thing you want is the labels. Now you can handwrite these, or like me, you can print off the word unicorn blood on normal printer paper in a variety of sizes. This just gives you an option if you want your label to be bigger or smaller, it depends what you want, but I just do a variety just so I can see what they look like. You will also need a pair of scissors. These are normal crafting scissors, some Mod Podge or glue of your choice, some chalk pastels, and lastly some paintbrushes. When you print your labels, make sure you leave a lot of room around the words. This will make the next few steps much easier. So first all you want to do is cut the labels out, leaving a thick white border. Now using your hands, gently and very carefully rip away the excess paper to create a worn and old look. You can of course create more of a neat label, it's completely up to you and the look that you're going for. So once you've finished that, it should look something like this, and then all you want to do now is make it look a little bit more aged by adding some colour. To make the label look old, add some dark sand coloured chalk pastels onto the label using a paintbrush. I also like to add a little bit of dark brown pastels around the edge of the label to make it look slightly burnt. So once you've finished aging the labels, this is what it should look like, and now you want to attach it to one of your bottles. To attach the label, I'm just coating the back of it in Mod Podge and then placing it onto the bottle where I'd like it. While you're waiting for this to dry, you can add your findings to the corks, which is what I have done. This is optional, but once you've let that label dry, I like to go over it with some Mod Podge just to seal in the paper, just to make sure that if I'm wearing it, it won't get dirty or destroyed. The last step to making your unicorn blood pendants is to seal the corks onto the bottles. You can use any strong glue you'd like, but I'm actually going to be using resin again. So I'm just taking a toothpick and distributing the resin evenly around the mouth of the bottle. Then all you want to do is press the cork firmly inside and let that cure. And now you have your very own unicorn blood pendant. So thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to check out Maya's new shop collection because it's so cute. So if you want to see more from me, then check out all of my social media, and you can also subscribe to this channel. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and you can click on the screen right now to be taken to more of my tutorials. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.